ఖాళీ ఉంది కదా.
For joining us on stage, please join me in giving them a warm round of applause as they make their way to the dance. The driving force behind the success of this event, and their presence here today is a testament to their unwavering commitment and dedication. Our organizing chairman, Dr. I.V.M. Narasimha, directed Mansa Hospital, a visionary leader whose tireless efforts have brought us all together here today. Let us applaud him and request him to welcome our other guests. I request our IPS Surgeon of the panel onto the dais. Let's show our respect with a hearty applause.
ఇక్కడ వరకు ముందు వాడు తెలుగు
Leaders from unreal to real, leaders from darkness to light, leaders from death to immortality. Today is a very special day for me. I am overwhelmed with ecstasy. A warm welcome, namaste, namaskara, vanakkam, namaskar to all the delegates from all the southern states and gave us an opportunity for us to host this event. For me, organizing this conference is a lifetime learning experience. I would like to express my love and indebtedness to our respected President Dr. Kumar sir, President-elect Dr. Abhay General Secretary Dr. Lokeshwar Reddy, President Dr. Arun Kumar, Editor Dr. Sahal Amin. Thank you all. Dr. G. Vani Mohan Garu IAS, Principal Secretary to the Government of Andhra Pradesh, has been very kind and guiding us. She is a dynamic leader, innovative, and a great leader with many talents. Blissfully spiritual, she guides young and women, helped many a person during her career. We are proud to have her as our chief guest to bless and grace the conference. Madam, welcome. Dr. Vinay Kumar ji, our IPS National President, is a man of multiple talents, leader, organizer, able administrator of our Indian Psychiatric Society. He has been traveling through this country and has kindly accepted to be here. Thanks from bottom of my heart. Sir, welcome to Guntr and South Zone. Dr. Uday Kumar ji, our South Zone President, is a dynamic, humble and philanthropic individual with a humanistic approach in daily life. Welcome you, sir. Dr. Abhay with whom I had a great learning experience and has been a leader, tolerating me and my innocent questions, my frequent queries and guiding us throughout these past 11 months. Thank you, Dr. Abhay. Thanks a lot and welcome you to the family. Dear faculty, carefully chosen by CME committee, a blend of young and old. It's a privilege for us to host you and welcome you all. I consider this conference is already a great success. Going by the number of registrations, 1212. Thanks to the delegates, postgraduates, and accompanying family members. I welcome you all. I wish all of you have a great scientific feast of ballet, art, music, great cricket and lots of good memory to carry back. I welcome you all to Guntr. Thank you.
Our journey begins with the lighting of lamp, symbolizing the illumination of knowledge and the spirit of unity. I request all the delegates on the dais to lamp the light the lamp.
Come, I request Dr. K. Uday Kumar sir, IPS President South Zone, to deliver his remarks.
Welcome all of you to this August 56th Annual South Zonal Conference being held in Guntr from October 13th to 15th. The distinguished dignitaries on the dais, one man, IAS officer, the Principal Secretary to the AP Government from Cultural and Tourism, the Chief Guest of the conference, and he has promised that he would give us the magnanimous event today, which is we are observing. Dr. Abhay Matkar, the incoming president, the most dynamic, sincere and committed worker in our society, whom I hand over my medallion, is probably the best person to hold the next presidentship. Thank you, sir. Dr. Lokeshwar Reddy, I would cherish his technological mesmerism in running the societal work and keeping the files updated. Thank you, Lokesh Garu. The Sahul Amin, the editor, has kept our journal at international standards with his sagacious continuous dedication with the 2.8 journal points. Thank you, Sahul Garu. The Arun Kumar, the treasurer, was a wonderful person with heavy calculations who maintained our money very safely. He called him as Union Bank owner. Probably that is the best bank available in India now. Dr. Vishal Indla, the MCA observer, has given 6 credit hours to our conference. Thank you, sir. The IVL Narasimharao Garu, Sharat Chandra, and Dr. Sri Ramya, the organizing trio, are the best possible, wonderful, noble, and able people as organizers to take up this task of doing this event, that too in a congenial, wonderful place, to elevate our moods magnanimously. Thank you, all 3 of you. We have a very good number of senior persons who are assembled here. Dr. E. Mohan Das Garu, Ajit Bide Garu, Mohan Chandran Garu, and Krishnamurthy Garu, and Satyanathan, T.S.S. Rao, Rai Abraham Garu, Nambi Sir, Sagar, and Ponadurai, and Swaminath, and Ramani Riyad Sir, M.N. Patil, Chandrasekhar Sir, and Joseph Varghese Sir. Office bearers, IPS office bearers also are here. Dr. Alim Siddiqui, the treasurer, Dr. Arabinda Brahma, the secretary, and O.P. Singh, the editor of IPS. In last minutes they could drop off because of their health and official works. Your magnanimous is said to be very blessing to this event, sir. The ex-office bearers, Dr. Ramakrishnan sir, who laid the 6-lane road to Southern Society. Dr. Ramanan Irad sir, thank you for rescuing, restoring, and rehabilitating all the EC members of South Zone. You are with us today. Thank you, sir. Dr. T.P. Sudhakar sir, Dr. Kishan Garu, Dr. G. Suresh Kumar, Mahesh Gowda, and my brothers and friends are there in every bit of functioning of our society. Thank you, all of you are, sir. My very special guests like Dr. Savita Malhotra madam, Kishod Mishra Garu, and Sujit Circle, Dr. Abdul Mazid, Amrit Pat Joshi, and Hina and Amar Bhavle are also here. I welcome all of you. We have a good number of subcommittees in South Zone, especially the RCBC with their BCPR program, the Samanvi Committee and the Publication Committee and the Membership Committee have done excellently this year. The CMA committee led by Dr. M.S. Reddy Garu with the team of Dayal, Dr. Dayal, Dr. G.V. Raman Garu, Aravind have given marvelous, beautiful theme exploring newer frontiers of clinical psychiatry, having very good topics and very beautifully architected and excellently designed, been observing all these topics today. Thank you all, the team of M.S. Reddy Garu. And we have a very nice teacher for teachers who have come as speakers. none other than who usually blesses is Mohan Isaackar from Australia. And Nagesh Pai is also come along with him. And Bharat Kumar and Venugopal Duddu have come from UK to this conference. I'm very happy to make you know that our society got registered with the help of Dr. Jayaprakash. Now he is the president of Kerala along with Dr. Irad sir and Lokesh Garu, who have done this registration done possible. I request all the members get enrolled, especially PGs, to strengthen our society. We have only 862 LFs. I think needs to be extended. Dr. Pannur Selvam and George Reddy are the professionals in this membership field to have the proceedings. We have streamlined all the awards of South Zone. The awards team led by Ramanan Irad sir, Prasad Rao garu and TP Sudhakar sir, H. Chandrasekhar. Thank you all of them for streamlining all the awards. I've been visiting many of the orphanages in around 5 states for the last 1 year, found many of the psychic patients are being kept for ages. We need to find out what are the reasons. So I request all of you, please see one patient per week on free when they are brought to your clinic. This is my humble request. Lastly, I hand over South Zone medallion to Dr. Abhay Madkar, the legendary person with great confidence that he will take us to proud moments. I wish this conference a grand success. Thank you all my friends, all former people, especially Sun Pharma, Indus, Torrent and Crescent, many of the pharmaceutical companies and press media, all my seniors again. Thank you and all, sir.
I request IPS South Zone Secretary, Honorable Secretary Dr. Lokeshwar Reddy sir, to share with us the administrative highlights by giving his secretary report.
Respected Chief Guest, Dr. G. Vani Mohan Garu, Principal Secretary to Government of AP, Dr. Vinay Kumar, President, Indian Psychiatric Society, Dr. G. Prasad Rao, President, Asian Federation Psychiatric Association, Dr. K. Uday Kumar, President, IPS South Zone, Dr. Vishal Inla, APMC Observer, and other office bearers, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So it's a matter of great pride and honor to present the secretary report of the most vibrant zone of IPS South Zonal Branch. I'm very happy to share that this year also our zone was selected the best zonal branch of IPS. And all the credit goes to the most dynamic president and all the subcommittees and other members for their dedicated services to the society. In addition, not only the zonal award, and even 2 states, Karnataka and Telangana, have bagged the best state awards jointly for this year. So the report of activities Ipsocon 2022 was held at Kovalam, Thiruvananthapuram on October 14 to 16, 2022. It was organized by Dr. Vidhu Kumar and Dr. Sheena Soman as organizing secretary. And midterm CME for practitioners was held at Kozhikode on 29th and 30th April with Dr. Dayal Narayan as organizing secretary and Dr. K. Sushil was the organizing chairman. And IPS South Zone annual PG training program was held in Chennai on June 3rd and 4th, 2023. The organizing secretary was Dr. Arul Sarvanan and Dr. Purnachandrika Madam was the organizing chairperson. And as our president told, the registration of registration renewal was pending due to COVID and various other factors, which we could do it from 2018 to 19 so we could get the renewal of the society till 2022-23. And regular EC meetings were held to transact the business agendas of the IPS South Zone. And regarding the journal, in this organization year, the Indian Journal of Psychological Medicine, all the 6 issues were regular on time, and we have got our first ever journal impact factor, which is 2.8, that is very close to 3.1 of IJP. And in 2022, the journal Scopus site score jumped to 3.5 from 2.6 of 2021. Under the editorialship of Dr. Shahul Ahmed, the journal has gone into greater, newer academic heights. The Women Empower Committee of South Zone, called the Samanvi, which stands for the South Zone Advocate for the Mental Health and Awareness of the Newer Challenges in Women's Issues, especially. They have conducted, it has been very highly functional and vibrant subcommittee. So they have conducted various academic programs related to mental health issues like healthy parenting, intimacy to violence, and gender paradox in suicidal behaviors and preventive capabilities, which was delivered by the international speaker, Dr. Danuta Wasserman. She was the president-elect of WPA, and other topics like mother-baby units in psychiatry, and is your parenting style correct? And lastly, the anger management. And the team has presented symposiums in national and international conferences. And the CME committee, it was the committee has worked sincerely to improve the quality of scientific sessions conducted during the year for the various CMEs held and also for this particular conference. Yoga Spirituality Committee has conducted programs like a program on insight into yoga, and conducted an international conference on spirituality and wellness, and have observed activities on the International Yoga Day. And the Research Capacity Building Committee, it has completed the 3rd edition of a brief course in psychiatric research, and the last session was all held on October 10th of this month. The Publication Committee has come out with 2 publications of Volume 7 and Volume 8, the Psychiatric Epidemiology in India and Digital Psychiatry, and which will be released during this particular inauguration. The website was updated and upgraded under the leadership of Dr. Mohan Roy. And membership drive, the committee was done a wonderful job, and during this year we could get around 124 new members into our society. And Election Commission has successfully conducted the online elections, and including the voting for the year 2023. And the other important achievement is the UGIC winners of our zone who have participated in ANSIPS 2023 has bagged the first prize for this year, which was held in ANSIPS 2023 Bhubaneswar. And Ipsocon 2023, as you saw, it is being held today, and I think with the theme exploring newer frontiers in clinical psychiatry. And various community awareness activities were observed by all the state members as a whole, and in individual capacity on various days such as World Schizophrenia Day, World Bipolar Day, International Sleep Day, Tobacco Day, and International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. And especially during this World Mental Health Week from October 4th to October 10th, with the main theme, which is mental health is a universal human right. And all the state branches have conducted their regular activities, EC meetings, conferences, PGCMEs, and the midterm CMEs for practitioners. So, and there were many individual achievements who belongs to our zone. Dr. B.N. Gangadhar sir, he has been appointed as the chairman of NMC. Dr. G. Prasad Rao, who became the president of Asian Federation of Psychiatric Associations. Dr. Vikas Menon, he has been awarded the 2023 D. Leo Fund Award in recognition of outstanding research on suicidal behaviors carried out in developing countries. And Dr. Nilaram Subbareddy has received the prestigious IPS J.K. Trivedi Lifetime Achievement Award and IMA National President's Appreciation Award from the National President. And Dr. Kari Rama Reddy Garu has received the Excellence Award in Healthcare for the year 2022. And Dr. V. Radhika Reddy, she has been appointed as Registrar of Dr. YSR University of Health Sciences, Andhra Pradesh. And Dr. Minaz, he has become the editor of the Telangana Journal of IMA and elected as Honorary General Secretary of IMA Hyderabad, which is the largest branch in South India. And Dr. Samir K. Praharaj, he has been awarded with the Outstanding Faculty Award. And last but not least, three of our members, Dr. Shahul Amin, Dr. Mahesh Gowda, and Dr. Vishal Akula, they were elected as direct council members to IPS. And ANSIPS 2024 and ANSIPS 2025 will be held by the southern states, 2024 in Kerala at Cochin and 2025 in Hyderabad. And as I close the annual report, I express my sincere gratitude to the President and other office bearers, all my seniors and colleagues for wholehearted support and guiding during my tenure as Honorary General Secretary of this prestigious zone. If I have missed any name, it is purely unintentional. Thank you all. Long live IPS, long live IPS South Zone. Thank you.
The next event is the coronation of the incoming President, Dr. Abhay Madkar, sir.
Thank you. To say, I am deeply touched. IEL and family, I am deeply touched. Thank you. Respected Uday Garu, Dr. G. Vani Mohan, Principal Secretary, Department of Youth and Culture, AP Government, Dr. Vinay Kumar, President IPS, Dr. Prasad Rao, Dr. Lokeshwar, Dr. Arun, Dr. Shahul, Dr. IVL Narsimagaru, Organizing Chairman of Ipsocon, Dr. Sarath, Organizing Secretary, Dr. Vishal, senior members, faculty, delegates, esteemed family members, media representatives, and my dear friends. It's a matter of honor and privilege to stand before you as the newly elected president of the most vibrant zonal branch of Indian Psychiatric Society. It is indeed an honor to me and my team for the installation from our esteemed chief guest and guests of honor, which indeed is a dream come true. I carry a legacy of stalwarts who have served this zone for over 5 decades. I will carry forward the wishes and dreams of all members in keeping up the image and tradition of the zonal branch and will continue to serve the community at large. Amongst ongoing activities, I would like to give special attention to PG training, wellness of our colleagues, and membership drive. I wish to thank the organizers and each one of you for making this inaugural event a grand and memorable one. Long live IPS. Jai Hind.
To all my seniors, teachers, my colleagues, friends and family members of the dais. It's an honor to be here on the dais today amongst legends. And just like to remind that in '95 was the last time that a South Zone conference of psychiatrists was held in this area. That time it was hosted in Vijayawada by Dr. I.R.S. Reddy Garu, and now almost after 30 years again we are having this conference here in this area. On behalf of AP Medical Council, just a couple of things. I have a small conflict of interest, of course. I am also on the organizational side, and Urta Bhaktiga last 1 year I have been doing little bit of help to Sharath and IVL and the family who've put in their blood and sweat to organize this conference in the last 1 year. And from the AP Medical Council side, a couple of things. One is that you all are aware that we require 30 credit hours in a span of 5 years. And the new NMC guidelines tell us that these 30 hours should not be left to the last year of the 5-year tenure for renewal. It has to be spaced out over a period of 5 years. And 50% of these credit hours should be from your specialization. So for example, psychiatrists should attend 50% of their conferences and earn their credit hours from psychiatric conferences, and the rest of the 50% could be from other specializations as well. Of course, the intention of attending conferences more than getting credit hours is to build professional capabilities, and this conference is a great example of doing that. Since morning, we've been seeing that all the halls, this is a very big hall, Hall B, Hall C, all of them were more or less full from morning till evening, which is a rare achievement, and that basically tells us that the quality of the academics here in this conference are of very high standards. I once again thank the organizers and also AP Medical Council for giving me this opportunity to be here on the dais among so many legends. Thank you very much.
Dr. G. Prasad Rao sir, our guest of honor, to release the e-newsletter followed by his address to the gathering.
It is a great honor for me today first to release this newsletter of this year and being invited as a guest of honor. The organizing chair during his welcome address has not talked about me. The reason is I am part of him. I am part of the conference. It's also a rare honor and privilege to be a guest of honor for your own inaugural function after years after you are no longer in the executive. But the reason probably they felt was, and thankfully, our chief guest today, Dr. Vani Mohan, has been helping us in this for the conference sake. In fact, I wouldn't have been on the dais at all. Governor, our respectable governor, through the offices of Dr. Vani Mohan, we could get him accepted. But sadly, he had an operation on 22nd of September, and he only, from his office, we only got the regret only last 3 days. Then IVL said, Prasad, you'll have to be the guest of honor. I said, no, it doesn't look nice at all. But I said, I was somehow persuaded. Thank you, both IVL and Sarit Chandra, but more importantly, the president, the just outgoing president, Dr. Uday Kumar, the just incoming, my dear friend Abhay Matkar, and Lokesh Reddy, they persuaded me to be here. Thank you very much. Madam Dr. Vani Mohan, I need to talk about you for the audience sake. I know Dr. Vani Mohan, and Dr. Vani Mohan pleasantly remembers the last conference done by Dr. I.R.S. Reddy when Madam was there. Madam was there, and I know Madam for quite many years through Dr. M.M. Khan, because she was part of our psychiatric activities in the then combined Andhra Pradesh. She participated in a lot of, and I participated with her for the women empowerment, the child empowerment, including the underprivileged. We have done some work together. Madam, I would fondly recall your programs in the women empowerment and rural development, where you were awarded by the Government of India. Also, as a collector of West Godavari, our neighboring district, if you may, neighboring district, she has brought certain innovative changes that even people today remember that. Some patients coming from West Godavari still talk about her work. Very recently in Vijayawada, as a Commissioner of Archaeology and Museum and the Principal Secretary for that, she has renovated Kondapalli, and I request all the members who have time to just go and visit that, because you get almost 5 centuries history as a bioscope. And Madam also requests that all of you should visit that. Personally, I am thankful because as a psychiatrist, I worked initially with the IPS Andhra Pradesh at various posts. Here in this audience, in this zone, I am very proud that I was born in this zone. This zone, you sit here, the past presidents of IPS. I can count the numbers, Dr. Nambi onwards, Dr. Ponnudurai, Dr. Ram Subba Reddy, Dr. Roy Abraham, and some of the leaders from this zone actually right now are active. Mohandas, the past president, but right now he is also in the most important committee in the World Psychiatric Association. I am proud to be in the South Zone. I bring greetings from Asian Federation of Psychiatric Association. Ladies and gentlemen, the only simple message is this conference is already successful in many a way. From morning onwards, we are stuck to the punctuality, including this inaugural function, we are stuck to the time. I'm thankful for the EC for their cooperation, constructive suggestions, and to the faculty across. As I said, I am a last-minute guest of honor, but I'm really happy. Probably today I will remember as one more happiest day. I wouldn't say happiest, but I would say happier days, because there are so many in my life in the last decade. And this year, I am now in the WPA planning committee as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, especially for the youngsters, the message is simple. Psychiatry is now the most sought branch. And our zone, right for the last 2 decades, has brought the most innovation. To name a few, the CME was started in our zone. And we have done a lot of social activities, and finally, more recently, Samanvi, the women empowerment group within the psychiatrists of South Zone, has already brought laurels. I think I am lucky to be born in this zone. I am lucky to be a psychiatrist and lucky to be here today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Sir, IPS President, to release the e-souvenir and address the gathering.
Beautiful. Chief guest of the day, Dr. G. Vani Mohan, Principal Secretary to Government of Andhra Pradesh, President of IPS South Zone, Dr. Abhay Matkar, ever smiling, friend of everybody, and a fighter, always a fighter. He is not only current President of South Zonal Branch of Indian Psychiatric Society, I am sure in coming years he will be President of Indian Psychiatric Society as well. Dr. Uday Kumar, K. Uday Kumar ji, my dear friend and immediate past President of IPS South Zonal Branch. First invitation to come here I got from him only. President of Asian Federation of Psychiatric Association, Dr. G. Prasad Rao, very dear to all of us, undisputed leader. We all love him a lot. And we are looking forward to lead entire world in near future. Dr. Lokeshwar Reddy, the way he was presenting the report, so comprehensive, so meticulously prepared, I admire you, sir. Dr. N. Arun Kumar, Honorary Treasurer of IPS South Zonal Branch. He must have kept, I think, all records well. And Dr. Shahul Amin, one and only Shahul Amin, who made a zonal journal truly international. It's historic. Probably it has never happened in the world. You have shown the light. Whenever I see him, he looks very simple, but miraculous person he is. Dr. Vishal Indra, young, dynamic, handsome, and he always talks very sweetly, very musical voice he has, and he is wearing many hats. He is currently Executive Council member of Indian Psychiatric Society and also taking care of this, he is representing Medical Council of in Andhra Pradesh. And most important, the organizing chair of the grand show, our dear friend Dr. I.V.L. Narasimha and organizing secretary Dr. Sarath Chandra. It's my pleasure to be here, and when I say this, I mean it. IPS South Zonal Branch is the best zone in Indian Psychiatric Society. I'm not saying this because I am here and I am being taken care of by South Zonal team, but the fact is you have proved it several times by lifting the trophy in our annual general body meeting and inaugural sessions. Reason behind? Commitment, academics, academic activities, and also activism. No zonal branch does so much activism. Whenever I go to even state branches, Karnataka state branch, many conferences I have attended, I feel that it's a kind of mini NSIPs. Kind of involvement and the kind of academic activities is unparalleled. So, and I am personally obliged to South Zone for many reasons, but the most important is, whenever in IPS we feel that some important task, for some important task, we need a team, good team who can deliver. Personally, I always look towards South, and I never get disappointed. I remember when I was finishing my tenure as publication committee chairperson, then I became general secretary and vice president, and then The thing was, I was looking for a young man who can manage the publication committee, which I started in 2016, and 5, 6 books, 7 books were published by then. I was looking for a person. Then I remembered that Dr. Ajit Bede sir, with whom I worked as General Secretary, he had introduced Dr. Anil Kakunje to me. And for last 2 years, so sincerely he is working. Each and everything is taken care of. By now, we have 12 books in international market. I'm happy to announce that during Royal College RC Psych Congress in Liverpool, 12 books of Indian Psychiatric Society were displayed. People were coming, seeing and purchasing. That was great. So, all others, I can enumerate too many things, but that will take too much time. And I know South Zone conferences, not all South Zone conferences, time is very important factor. They are very disciplined. And in my discipline, if I have got, in my life, if I have got some amount of discipline, it is due to all people sitting in front of me. My first president with whom I worked, Dr. Shivanambiji, Dr. I.R.S. Reddy sir, Dr. Mohan Das, Dr. Ajit Bede, Dr. Ponnudurai, Dr. Roy Abraham Kalivayalil. Roy Abraham Kalivayalil is a unique person who introduced computers to Indian Secretary. Before that, we all were writing letters. When he became General Secretary of IPS, what he did? He said, I'll send emails. So everybody has to buy a computer. Then I purchased the computer. And I was not responding to his emails. He said, learn typing, otherwise you will be left behind. So inspired me, and then I learned typing, and now we are doing everything. I don't write prescriptions. I work on computers only. So, South Zonal, all of the present I can remember, late Dr. Palaniappan, Dr. K. Kumar, all have inspired us and all have contributed a lot, not only to Indian Psychiatry, but also to my life. I'm happy to share that Indian Psychiatric Society is sincerely working in almost all areas. You are the concept of IPS Academy, which we are having for several years. This year we have almost formed, EC has approved it, and now it's 4 sections are working for education, research, and a new section we have formed this year is international research collaboration. I'm happy to share that whenever we came in contact, whenever we got invitation from different international societies, they all appreciated our efforts. They all respected us for the kind of work we are doing. And they are all ready to collaborate with us in the field of research. So things are changing at every level. Another thing is, a good thing has happened, that due to IPS consistent writing to government, consistently wrote consistently to government, and now NHCA, which was troubling all of us, now government is ready to listen to us. Government Director General of Health Services has been instructed to form a committee. A committee has been formed, definitely with our fellow members only, and we have been told that we will be invited. I met Director General Health Services. He told that he will be invited as stakeholders, but we are pressurizing government that keep Indian Psychiatric Society nominated members in the decision-making process. We are sure the way we are pressurizing them, they will accept our request, and some kind of amendment, some important amendments will be definitely taken up. Last week we had a very long meeting with all people who have been nominated and those who are very sincerely working on Mental Health Care Act in our society. We had a long discussion, and we have finalized a kind of consensus. Dr. Savita Malhotra ji is here, who was recently chairperson of Task Force of on Mental Health Care Act, and that study gave lots of light to us. So we are almost ready with a consensus statement, and we are all going to talk in same language. Whether the member has been nominated by government or our society. So, good days are ahead, and I'm sure South Zone will keep working in the same fashion, with same enthusiasm, and we will be having similar conferences. This year, when I came here, I got overwhelmed the kind of venue you have in a district town. I salute this. What a venue it is, and all halls were full, academic activities were going on, more than I think 700 or 800 registrations, 1200, oh my God, 1200 registrations, and so buzzing with activities. So please keep it up, and I'm sure Dr. Abhay Matkar will take it to next level. Next conference, registration will be 1800 plus. With these few words, thank you very much for inviting me here. Thank you a lot.
The highlight of the evening is undoubtedly the keynote speech by our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Vani Mohan Madam, who will inspire us with her words of wisdom. I request our chief guest, Dr. Vani Mohan Madam, to release the IPS South Zone Indian Journal of Psychological Medicine .
On the dais, Dr. K. Uday Kumar, IPS's South Zone, the past president, and then Dr. Vinay Kumar, president of the Indian Psychiatry Association, and Dr. Abhay Matkar, the present, the president-elect, and the present president, Dr. G. Prasad Rao Garu, President, Asian Federation of Psychiatry Association, Dr. Lokeshwar Reddy, Honorable Secretary, Dr. Sarat Chandra, Organizing Secretary, Dr. IVL Narasimha Rao Garu, Organizing Chairman, Arun Kumar, Treasurer, and Shahul Amin, Editor, and Vishal Indla, APMC Observer. And of course, all the distinguished psychiatrists, members from the medical profession, and counselors and others who are all present here. A very good evening to all of you. It is indeed a very, I think I take it as a privilege and honor to be here among all of you. Such qualified, professional team, everybody here. And I think it is much more difficult to talk to psychiatrists than to talk to other medical professionals. So that was the reason when Dr. Prasad Rao Garu and, the others have asked me, Narasimha Rao Garu, organizing chairman, they asked me to speak on this occasion. I was very hesitant because I felt, what will I talk to, such a elite gathering of psychiatrists who will just analyze you, whether you say something or even if you don't say anything. And then I thought I will be subjected to some remedial measures or therapies, because you people really dwell into the, hearts and depths of the mind. And I was hesitant, but then I thought I will just say whatever few words that just come to me. And here I must acknowledge that this is a very happy occasion to be here. And I just wanted to share a few of my thoughts and experiences with all of you. I don't have any speech as such. So another reason why I accepted this invitation was I was always intrigued and amazed by the functioning of the human mind and its interplay with our thoughts, feelings and emotions. Because this is what shapes our personality and which in turn determines our state of mind, whether we are happy or unhappy. So I thought I'll just share my experiences in this context. So I just remember that, when I was somewhere in college, 18 years old, I felt a pang of jealousy towards one colleague, one friend. And then I thought the purpose of my life is to look into this angle of what is hatred, what is jealousy, and all these emotions and feelings, which I think is, of course, the core and center of all psychiatric things, to see the functioning of the mind. And as all of you know very well, I don't have to say much about it. It is what we think that decides our attitudes, and from attitudes we get the perspective of life, and then from that the various behavior emerges, whether it is the spoken words or the unspoken words. So just by changing one's thought process, and perspective, definitely our attitudes and slowly the values and our behavior can definitely change. So this is something that I have been trying and striving for, like since my college days, by doing various sort of practices, just to see just to see the purpose of one's living, that is just to be happy. Because I could see that, our reaction and responses determines whether we are happy or unhappy. And I thought that the only way to be happy, irrespective of our material possessions, irrespective of what we have and don't have, is only to have the right attitude, right personality. And personality is no doubt shaped by both how we are born, the genes, and also our attitudes and values, which can definitely be changed and modified. We cannot change our genes or our past, but definitely the present and the future can be changed by our awareness and by introspecting and going deeper into oneself. I was always intrigued by, Freudian concept of what is the conscious, unconscious, and the subconscious, because the deepest of us lies, buried underneath us, within us, so deeply that we do not even know why we behave in certain ways as we do. But I think it's all a lot of it is in the unconscious, and I was always trying to, work on that, and as a process of improving myself. Just because when I felt jealous of somebody else, I felt I didn't like that feeling. So I thought that should be the purpose, to come out of it. And psychiatry for all is, I think, something that is very important, because going to a psychiatrist even today has a lot of stigmas. People think it's only the mental people or the mad people who go to psychiatrists. Of course, that concept has been changing a lot in India, not only abroad. Of course, abroad it has changed long back. In India, that concept has been changing. But it is like any other mental, physical illness. Like today, if I'm having cough, cold, sore throat, and fever, and diabetes or whatever, everybody goes to a doctor. But why should there be stigma about going to a doctor who deals with the mind and with the thought process, which is all the more important because thoughts shape our behavior, actions, emotions, everything. And it is very, very important. And therefore, I was always trying to go beyond the religious path and trying to move on to the spiritual path. And always, like in anybody else's life, even in my life, they were always full of highs and lows. Periods when you feel really anxious. Anxious is a small word. Periods when you go through a lot of stress, when you go through a lot of, depression because of various things. And in this process, that I loved the subject of psychology so much that even though I have never studied it, I have taken it for my civil services exam. And I got through the civil services exam with the psychology subject. Because always it intrigued me so much, because matters of the body can be resolved, but matters of the mind are very difficult to resolve. We don't understand ourselves. We always think, somebody doesn't understand us, but do we understand ourselves? I think these are all questions that we have to find, and I was always trying to unravel the mysteries of the mind, the emotions and behavior, just for the simple purpose, because I think the purpose of life is just to be happy with all the emotional upheavals and turmoils that we go through, both professionally and personally. So in this quest, I searched for answers, and in our age-old traditions and practices, I discovered the amazing tools of yoga, pranayama, meditation, and acupuncture, acupressure, Reiki, and all this. So these are not just words, but these are all tools, ancient tools which are there right from our Rig Veda, including Ayurveda, all these things, and then I clearly saw the body-mind connect. So when I found that I was going through a very low phase in my life, suddenly I got migraines. And then a few years later, I got rheumatoid arthritis. And then from childhood, I was plagued with sinus problem, which was giving, a lot of vertigo. So even if I go to Tirupati Hills, I get giddiness. So just by practicing a lot of yoga, daily 1 hour, some pranayam, some half an hour, and then some meditation, all these things, and doing some Reiki, going for acupuncture, acupressure, it has really helped me to change my life. And today, as you can see, after my rheumatoid arthritis subsided by doing yoga pranayam, I have climbed the Tirupati Hills some 20-30 times. And migraines are something that have gone away many years ago, many decades ago. So I think these are something that I could clearly see the body-mind connect. And as all of you know very well, all physical health problems originate from the mind, because you have some fears, doubts, anxieties, all this come in the form of diseases, and that is, most of the diseases are all psychosomatic. I would say maybe 90%, if not more. I think only few things are genetic, and therefore by changing our thought process, I am sure we can change and be happier. And this is something that I have experienced and changed, and standing here before you. And in this process, of course, I always had an attitude of being detached. As is said in the Bhagavad Gita, do your duty, but don't expect anything in return. So once you distance yourself, and once you see that your story is not the end of everything in life, and you are able to relate to your incidents as an outsider, but not as if you are so intricately involved, then you can solve the puzzling situations of life. Because if a plane crashes also, we are not bothered if our neighbors are in it. But when it affects you, then you can see how things really affect us. So to be detached in life is something that I have, experienced and found to a great extent. As these attitudes, perspectives, and lifestyle changes are brought about, we can be happier. So, my dear doctors, I just wanted to share this with you, because I think this is something very important that you have to tell your patients, whoever comes to you for treatment and counseling. Not that, we don't need medical treatment and medicines. Of course, you need medicines and proper therapy. But taking a holistic approach, I think, is very important. And when you talk about, new frontiers in clinical psychology, which is the theme of this 3-day conference, I think it's not just new frontiers. Does not mean going in for different type of therapies and inventing new medicines, but it also means going back to our roots and having a more holistic and integrated approach, and going for alternative tools also simultaneously. along with counseling and, all this pranayama, yoga, meditation, Reiki, acupuncture, and all these things. And I think this is very important to have that and not just prescribe medicines immediately, because they have a lot of side effects. And yes, when it is inevitable, one should do that. And I have worked in many years in the area of women's empowerment, for the self-help groups. And today we find women are entirely different from what they were in our mother's time or grandmother's time. And they are now been financially independent, but emotional independence still has to come. So there I find even educated women also require that counseling and that, attitudinal change. But women are striving hard to stand on their feet. But a lot of issues are coming between, man-woman, relationships, husband and wife relationship. And of course, if we come to the youth empowerment, coming to the younger generation, I think there's a lot of crisis there. And I worked as Principal Secretary for Sports and Youth Empowerment, and we have started, a lot of personality development and career counseling classes, courses, right from the 8th class to the graduation and post-graduation, so that they can know themselves and do what they are, really interested and passionate about. And, most of the issues are about the youth today. They have no tolerance, they have no patience, they are full of stress. And they are not really goal oriented or focused. Therefore, I always felt having a lot of counseling in schools and colleges will really help, just like the age-old tradition of just talking to somebody. But somebody does not mean just your friends, because your friends will be your same age group and they may not be able to really solve all your problems. So I think it's very important that in all government schools and colleges there should be counselors and psychologists, if not psychiatrists, who can guide the students, talk to them and put them on the right path. Yes, and of course, Indian Psychiatric Society is committed to advancing in the field of medical health and fostering a greater understanding of psychiatric disorders and treatments and latest research developments. Of course, all statistics, all of you know, there is a lot that 1 in 4 members in a population are having some sort of issues of the mind, whether it may be extreme stress or neurosis or psychosis, and all of us know that the line between neurosis and psychosis or being normal and abnormal is very thin. But we hesitate to go to doctors, and I say that I have always used this approach, that even I used to go and discuss with psychiatrists just to know and understand myself better, or I wouldn't hesitate to send my children to doctors, psychiatrists, if required, because they are the best who know the deeper self of ourselves, unlike how we may know ourselves. And as I mentioned, there's still a lot of stigma, and I think the Psychiatry Society has to do a lot of work in this area of bringing about awareness that you should not hesitate to go to the psychiatrist if there is any problem, even for ordinary matters like stress or neurosis. And I think we should not take depression as a normal thing. Everybody says we are depressed, and then it's not that you need medicine, but you have to do some remedial measures. First of all, be aware of it and see what situations are causing, the depression and all these things. We see today in the youth there is a lot of, suicidal tendencies and actual suicides also. So I think a counseling and talking to them and having a heart-to-heart chat will really help them. And it's not just the students, but the parents also required, a lot of counseling. And I think the Psychiatry Association also has to, work a lot for focusing on the preventive aspect and the positive mental health. That is most important, because that is the most important thing, rather than, just the physical aspect. I think things of the mind are most important, and this is a pressing need to work on the preventive measures. So in which I would say all this discussing and then communicating, going for counseling, all these things go a long way. And we need not say that there are a lot of laws today which support the psychiatric patients' welfare, like the Healthcare Act and the POCSO Act and the Narcotic Act, which are all designed to improve the psychiatric care. And community health is a very important thing. Here several doctors were saying they're doing some or a lot of community health and taking care of the severely mentally ill people, or even treating the very, very poor people also free of cost. I think that's a great service, and working towards community health. And then I think in whichever colonies or flats, apartments, all of you are staying, maybe once a month or once in 3 months, you can give some talks about how to deal with all these issues, because you are privileged to have deeper access into all the issues of the mind. And I'm very much reminded of the COVID period, during which time people were so much depressed because of all the illness and deaths that were happening. And at this time, our Honorable Prime Minister has also brought about a legislation on telemedicine and telepsychiatry, which has really been a game changer, and has brought about a lot of a change in the communities, but people still need that counseling. And coming to our theme for this conference, the newer innovations in psychiatry and digital psychiatry, a lot of it has happened, and then psychiatry is becoming more and more interventional, interactive and participative, rather than just the doctor dictating some tones. And I think from all this emerges the concept of self-awareness. One has to look into oneself, and the patient has to be encouraged to understand themselves. And with the increase in medical colleges, more and more people are having access to psychiatric care also. And I was really very happy to note that many of you are having rehabilitation and de-addiction centers, which are really helpful and give whoever requires a lot of treatment. And in the newer frontiers, which all of you are exploring and discussing, the neuromodulation therapies and the deep TMS therapies bring new avenues into psychiatry. And with artificial intelligence also has its place, but I think ultimately the most important thing is to have a humane, interactive, understanding approach, which is really required, and not just to be professional or commercial. And I think it's very important for psychiatrists not to be in a hurry and just to prescribe medicines, but a combination of counseling, hand-holding, and alternative methods with medicines is the key. I feel that there should be a more holistic approach, as the body and mind influence each other, and it's such an intricate balance that you cannot even distinguish whether the disease has originated in the body or in the mind, as both of them reinforce each other much more than we realize. So as a conclusion, I congratulate all of you, the psychiatrists, the psychologists and the medical professionals, for your dedicated service to the patients in need. And ladies and gentlemen, I extend my gratitude for inviting me to this inaugural function. And I'm sure, I hope this will be an enjoyable experience for all of you, and you enjoy Andhra Pradesh and the places in and around Vijayawada and Guntr. And I also was just mentioning to the organizers that as I have an interest in archaeology department, we have reconstructed a Bapu museum with 1 lakh year old, 10 lakh year old antiquities, and Kondapalli Fort. Bapu museum is in the heart of Vijayawada, about 1.5 hours from here. Kondapalli Fort is also 1.5 hours from here. So I'll give some contact numbers. If you would like to visit, you can visit those places too. And I wish all of you all the best for this, for your service, for your commitment that you are doing to society to make people happier, and I'm sure you will carry fond memories of this conference back to your hometowns, and we'll find it very useful and meaningful. Thank you so much.
Kind words of inspiration. I now request the organizing chairman and organizing secretary to present mementos to dignitaries on the dais. I request our
Chief guest to felicitate Prasad Rao.
I request our Chief Guest Dr. Vani Mohan Madam to felicitate our Guest of Honor Dr. Vinay Kumar Sir. Next
President, felicitate Vani Mohan.
I request our IPS South Zone President Dr. Abhay Matkar Sir to felicitate our Chief Guest Dr. Vani Mohan Madam. I request Organizing Secretary Dr. Sarat Chandra to present his vote of thanks.
South Zone branch here in Guntr. We are deeply honored and grateful for your presence and participation at this momentous event. I stand before you to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all those who have made this inauguration ceremony a grand success. First and foremost, I would like to thank our distinguished Chief Guest, Dr. G. Vani Mohan Garu, IAS, Principal Secretary to Government, Tourism and Cultural Department of Andhra Pradesh, for gracing this occasion with your wisdom and insights. Your presence had added immense value to our conference, and we are truly appreciative. We also extend our gratitude to our distinguished guest of honor, Dr. Vinay Kumar Sir, President of Indian Psychiatric Society, and Dr. G. Prasad Rao Sir, President of Asian Federation of Psychiatric Associations, for gracing the inaugural ceremony with your esteemed presence. We owe a debt of thanks to all esteemed speakers and panelists for their invaluable contributions. The knowledge and experiences you have shared will undoubtedly enrich the minds of all attendees. A special thanks to all the delegates, attendees and sponsors who have joined us from far and wide. Your active participation and support what make this event such a vibrant and dynamic gathering. We extend our appreciation to the volunteers and support staff who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this event possible. Your commitment to excellence has not gone unnoticed. As we embark on the next 2 days of learning, sharing and networking, let us carry the spirit of collaboration and knowledge sharing forward. We hope this conference will be an opportunity to exchange ideas, deepen our understandings and foster lasting connections in the field of psychiatry, all under the theme of exploring newer frontiers in clinical psychiatry. I once again thank you all for being part of this momentous occasion. Thank you and enjoy the conference.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय जय जय
ఆతోట వెంకటరమణ ఎవరైనా ఐడియా ఉన్నారా? ఆతోట వెంకటరమణ ఈ భూమి ముందు అమ్మ రేపు చెప్పారు ఒకరి పేరు సజెస్ట్ చేయాలా?
మేడం को बोल दो अरे फोटो
ఎవరైనా వచ్చి అడిగితే
సరే ఇక్కడ యువజన శాఖ అని చెప్పారు మరి మీ దగ్గర ఉంటున్నాను కరెక్ట్ కావాలి నేను చెప్తాను సార్ ఇప్పుడే మీకు చెప్తాను ఓకేనా థింగ్స్ ఏ లేవు ఇందులో